Hello. Um, Being true to yourself is something you should be doing, right? I mean, just as being true to yourself is just like an act of um, not hiding who you really are. And it's kind of hard. People driving outside. It's kind of hard to be uh, yourself when you don't know who you are, obviously. And so you need to find out who you are if you don't know that already. But to find out who you are, if you don't know, try being that. Try finding that, and you'll obviously make progress towards that goal. Um, and there are a lot of things keeping people nowadays from being themselves. Being true to themselves and acting authentic around people. Um, a big part of that, I'd say, is uh, the way we, or not the way we, but the way a lot of people treat opinions that differ from their own. Important point to note here, human existence is pretty varied, and we all have different values, you know. Maybe I really like the color green based off of nothing. I just like the color green, and you like the color red. As an example. It's okay to have differing opinions because those are our values. I like green, you like red. Okay, cool. It, having different values doesn't make someone else less than you or make you less than them. Uh, But the way that some people, or at least uh, a largely vocal part of the population, don't know how big it is, but the way they treat differing opinions based off of differing values makes it hard to behave in any other way than what they want. But being that kind of person that um, I guess works to fit the mold of any situation, sure, you can avoid a lot of conflict that way, but you kind of, well, you're not going to get any real friends. You're not going to, I mean, not even based off of the, okay, so if we ignore the fact that, uh, like, you get, like, real close relationships by being truly honest with each other, um, it doesn't feel good to behave as if you are someone else for long periods of time. Behaving as if you are someone else just because you don't like the conflict, sure, you can absolutely do that. I do that in some moments when I just don't care about doing, like, making a big deal out of it. And honestly, that's the right thing to do. You don't want to waste your time and others' time. But you should always at least go back to the real you and I guess be proud of those opinions that you might have. Now, obviously, you need to, think, reflect on the thoughts that you're having. Uh, at least I do, because if I have an opinion that I feel, oh, it doesn't feel good to have this opinion. And sure, maybe that is just because stigma or whatever, but I might also be wrong. So it's important to reflect. But then you're at least changing the real you and not just a version of you you're showing for this type of person. You feel me? Now, separate from just being true to yourself, which should be like the most important thing, you get some really close relationships when you behave authentically and like real. Not only because most people can tell when you are being you and they'll trust you in that way, which builds a bond, but your opinions, if you have an opinion that you like stand strongly for, you know, like, man, I really like the color green, and that's my opinion because I really like the color green. That's, you know, I've gone to the bottom of it, and I've realized, yeah, I like the color green. And standing for that opinion when someone confronts you, like, why do you like the color green? It's not even a good color. But no, I like the color green. You'll attract the kind of people that also like the color green. This is all just an example. I don't want to make a big deal out of different examples, but I feel like this one is as non-confrontational as they get. Hopefully. Who knows? Maybe someone connects it to racism or something. You know, strong opinions attract other strong opinions. It's part of the thing on YouTube where you polarize people by having a strong opinion, like, I love the color green and I hate the color red. Then you will attract a bunch of people close to you that also like the color green, and you will push the people that like the color red away. And so you build a closer knit fan base around you that have like similar opinions to you, while also removing parts of the fan base that probably don't have opinions that align with yours. That's why polarizing is really strong. Obviously, you don't want to overdo it, but you should always be yourself. You know, you don't polarize by telling people things that you don't believe. It's just kind of stupid. So, yeah. When it also comes to like romantic relationships, if you want to get a girlfriend or a wife or something like that, it's weird that, like, it's almost kind of a trope that people they don't act themselves, and then they act like someone else that they think this other person is attracted to. Like, they are attracted to this type of person, I'm gonna act like that type of person and not myself. And so maybe they get into a relationship, but either you go back to who you are, like after entering the relationship, it's like, oh, I can finally show her who I really am. But that's not gonna, I mean, if she fell in love with the kind of person you were emulating, you can't expect her to love the person you're gonna be after you change back to the real you. Because that's like false advertising. You can't show her green and then be red, you know? Sorry, I lied the entire time. Oh God, give me a second, I'll fix the lights. God fucking damn it. Why doesn't it work? Fuck it. There we go, just turning it off. It's a bad light. Okay. Right. Or you stick with it, you act like this person that you're not, just because this woman really likes that version of you. Or this facade you're putting on. And, well, you're not being true to yourself. And there are a lot of documentaries and studies on people that behave like someone they aren't and kill themselves because they feel so bad. So it's probably not the healthiest thing to not be yourself. Especially in a relationship that might lead to, new life that you will then affect. I'm just saying, you really got to think about the consequences. So, you should be yourself from the start. Attract the kind of person that you like, but also the kind of person that likes the real you. Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be perfect. And then you can get into a real relationship where you are both the real you, hopefully. I guess you'll just have to rely on the fact that the other person is being themselves, but if you are being you, the real you, they'll feel more comfortable being themselves as well. And like before with the polarizing thing, if you behave like the real you, like stay strong in your I'm saying based opinions, but well, it's true in both ways. I mean based as in like you've figured out what they're based off of, and they're based. Yeah. But also, a based opinion is pretty based. So that too, I guess. My shift starts in 10 minutes. 9. So I gotta wrap this up soon. But so when you behave like the polarizing thing, right? When you behave like someone that this person, well, like you are yourself, you stay strong in your based opinions. You will either pull that person closer to you or push them away, and that's okay. Not everyone has the same values as you. It's okay to not. It's okay to disagree, And so pulling that person closer to you or pushing them away is just a filter for finding the right individual for you. Same with friends. It doesn't have to be a girlfriend or like that. Any friends, any relationships at all. Now, of course, you don't always need to be using this filter. You can just accept that. Well, you can just not confront people with like a strong opinion. Like using your strong opinion in case you want to kind of avoid a conflict. Maybe you work with them, you're going to be stuck with them for a while. You just don't need to interact with them if you don't want to, stuff like that. So yeah, it's just like everything else in life. It's a tool, and so you want to use it when it's fitting. But when you're trying to get into real close relationships, you probably should be using it. I think that's it. I hope you got something from this. If you did, please, I guess, comment down below. It feels really weird to say. It feels very YouTuber-esque to say that. Take care of yourself. And see if you can find a really cool stick outside. Or climb a tree or something. These honestly, it's painful to be, I guess, growing old. I'm not old, but the aspect or the thing that we do where we stop doing these conventionally childish things, just because they're not conventional for our age group is painful. We should like keep doing them because that keeps us feeling alive. I don't know. So I suggest you do that, and have a good day.